Hello, be very welcome once again to As Above So Below. We're going to take it from the last video and I'm going to do a pick a card reading, but a really in-depth one, I think. So I'm going to, bring myself to a place of connecting the dots and talking about mission and path and karma. I think it's necessary after what we have been through since October of 2022, and it has been a lot of frustration, lots of retrograde planets. So I think we are needing, this time to think about our essence besides, obligations and work and all the things that we must, should do, must/should do. And that's it. This is going to be a pick a card reading about our essence. What is our mission? What is our, the importance of our being and of our actions in the world? What is our place in the world? What is our essence? So this is all about essence of the soul, just like, Faith No More and Mike Patton shouts about, in the real thing, track. So this was 1989. I was 2 years old. Time flies, I guess so. So we have three options. Today I'm working with so many decks. I'm working with Monty Faber, Cards of Fate. I'm working with Carolyn Miss, the Archetype Tarot. I'm working with the Rising Sun Tarot, and I'm working with the Crystal Tarot and Rider-Waite and the Blue, l'Oracle Bleu, the Blue Oracle by Sylvie Bress and Rorik Tarot, and of course Aleister Crowley version of the Hermetic Tarot. We have the Thought Tarot, and for I'm bringing an oracle. I'm bringing Alex Gray with me as well for an oracle. Nothing more than nothing less than an oracle. And for to present our choices, we have three cards of the amazing work of Lenora Carrington. Okay, we have this amazing work by Lenora Carrington. So the first option is Justice. Just connect to the image if you don't know the meaning of the cards. We have Justice. The second one is the Wheel of Fortune. And the third one, is the World. So the first is Justice. Maybe you want to connect with the colors, I don't know. The second one is Wheel of Fortune. And the third one is the World. So be very welcome. We're going to start by Justice. Okay, we're going to start with Justice, and I'm going to take a card from this God. Okay, God and Destroyer. Okay, I'm going to pull two cards. This pick a card reading is going to talk about your nodes. I don't know if you're familiar with the concept of North and South Node. Is perhaps one of my favorite things in astrology, is try to learn from the past. Essentially, is to learn from the past, try to learn what was your essence and energy on your past lives. Okay, it doesn't mean that I'm going to say that you were Caesar or Cleopatra or I don't know, some celebrity. It's not about that. It's about, being able to connect with something from the past. So this is the past, and this is the North Node with Jupiter in the mix. So let's start. I'm going to shuffle. Ooh, and the North Node is Venus, and I got this Queen of Chalices and the Two of Chalices versus the King of Swords. Really interesting. So we have Justice, and the King of Swords being here with justice. It's Libra and Aquarius already. Oops. We have Venus as well in here. Amazing. We have Taurus, we have Libra, and we have Aquarius. Okay, so let's see what is your essence, what are the blocks in your life, what is your past. Okay, and if it resonates, good. If it doesn't, leave it all behind. Okay, it was not, you shouldn't, if it's not the message, because I'm quite specific in my readings. Simply, go ahead and choose another one, turn off your computer, choose another reader. I don't care. Okay, it's all good. So for me, this is a very, very beautiful energy. I'm going to take another one with my closed eyes. Oh my God. It got muscle system, and you can see a baby over here in this painting by Aleister Crowley. This is beautiful. The muscle. Okay, muscles. It takes a muscle to fall in love. I'm always recalling that song from MIA. It takes a muscle to fall in love. Really. I'm having a heart over here. I'm always surrounded by hearts. When I was a kid, I had heart surgery when I was 8 years old. 8 is the number of fate. And it's also my south node. So I've been quite connected to the things that we should learn to develop our soul. So what can I say? You once were someone, perhaps in your past or until you're 27, 30 years old, you were someone that was quite perceived as, I guess, emotional unstable, quite rigid in your own ways, and you were going from day to day, measuring your own life by the things that you got and the things that you conquered. That's it. We have the star in here, we have Libra, and we have arts. It was all about lust, futility, and Ace of Discs, the things that you got, the things that you conquered. We have the star in here, we have adjustment with the justice again, and we have arts. So I have quite an impression that you could be a Capricorn or an Aquarius, or perhaps you have your south node in Aquarius or Capricorn. Okay. Yeah, I think that's it. I think you were quite powerful in some way. You were a lawyer or a judge or someone that worked with the law, perhaps, but you were also quite attached to your own status, and perhaps you still are a little bit okay? So the thing that you are working out in your life is to offer love, to be consistent in love, and not being stressed about it, okay? Your main obstacle perhaps is your idea of happiness. I should be happy with this. I should be happy with that. And perhaps you have conquered everything that you could, but you're not happy with that. So you're turning and you're observing a way to destroy this conception, okay? I'm getting the feeling that you're really compassionate with people, but also exercise some kind of, power control over people that you, I don't know, that you protected. It's quite possible. So to be vulnerable and give love and without expecting anything in return, in other words, to love unconditionally, It's something that you have to learn during this lifetime. Okay? Because justice is like, give and take. It's, you see that, usually people say love is blind. They say the law is blind as well. And perhaps you didn't want to mess with your own feelings. You see, Venus in Libra is all about being able to make the right choice. It's all about um, being able to be balanced. And perhaps, and just perhaps, your the work that you have to do in this lifetime is just to enjoy what you have, being able to feel free to offer love to other people. I guess that's going to happen, or perhaps it already happened. You have the card of stability in here, okay? You have the card of the mother, the card of the caretaker, the card of someone that cherishes and nurtures what she's got or what you got, if you case of if you are a he, a she, or anything in between, okay? Anyone in between, okay? Because tarot is all about energy, feminine and masculine energy. Energy is not about sex, it's not about gender, it's not about anything. No, none of those things. I know so many men with deep, a very deep feminine energy, and I know so many women with a lot of masculine energy, and they can be quite feminine as well. Okay, so the thing that you have to accept is to your own vulnerability is going to become your strength. This is quite beautiful because I'm seeing you be more thoughtful with other people and accepting love. Perhaps in other lifetimes you didn't accept the love in the way that you should. Perhaps you were so focused in your job, and perhaps you can be focused in your job if you are under 30 years old, or you haven't gone through your first Saturn return. Perhaps this reading is for you, because I'm seeing you in the future to become attached with someone or somebody, but perhaps it's really difficult to sustain a balance between your professional and your your personal life. Okay, you have it all. You have you are quite articulate, you have a way with words, you are a good diplomat. Okay, you inherit that from from the past, and you didn't have to make a choice. So on this lifetime you are called to behave not like a judge, not like a god, but someone that's is able to destroy something to create another thing. Okay, so as to detach, you have to detach from a structure that you built in the past. Okay, so you can be able to move forward and to build something. Okay, and it starts with your words. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, I think you are moving away from something or someone, in the future, if you haven't already, into this 10 of cups. And I think and I feel that the thing is going to be more important for you is to love, be loved, and have a family. It's amazing. You have the muscle system. This was written in 1980 by Alex Gray. Magical layers meet maiden, sinuously sewn into the thought fabric of bone, robust, overworked, atrophied, aching, working by oppositional mechanics, contracting and relaxing, engineered by God for beauty and grace, from the micro strength that constricts the blood vessels to the gluteal macrocosms. Power woman, thy strength bear each generation. I think there's something here. I think you are quite beautiful. I have to tell you this. I'm not getting the Empress in here, but while I was shuffling, you saw the Empress, you saw Venus several times, and Justice is ruled by Venus because it's the card, it's Libra, the Libra card, and it's the card of being, polite and elegant and not making a mistake. And seeing here the Two of Swords, that's not, not making any choice, and perhaps not choosing your own happiness, um you know as a sacrifice for a greater good, or a god, or something like that. It's something that, it's really, really interesting. It's really interesting. Let's take a little more, three more cards. I think you're more connected to expansion and to balance your professional. And if you have children, they are mostly of earth or water sun signs. I'm seeing Scorpio, Cancer, or Scorpio, Cancer, or Pisces. Okay, if you don't have any children, don't be worried. This can be things, something connected to your creativity. Okay, you perhaps your it's in, in the cards that you have to deal with, some kind of frustration to build a legacy connected to creativity. Can be also that, because the fifth house and is also connected to creativity and children at the same time. We have here the past, we have work, literally the house of the past, the Six of Cups, and the house of work. They figure out in the, in the back of the deck. And we have the World, that's Saturn. We have the Seven of Swords. I was seeing futility and lies, and not being able to have a full-fledged family life for yourself. And we have the Two of Chalices in here. This is going to be the most important thing for you. It's not going to be your work, even if you convince yourself that you cannot lose something that you built. You cannot lose something that you built. I don't know why I'm seeing and I'm listening this, over and over again. I cannot sacrifice. I cannot. Perhaps happiness was a concept, a really far out concept, a far-fetched concept for you guys in other lifetimes, because your essence is to love. Your essence is to love and be free, and rejoice in this love. Even if you have an amazing career, and you have gotten, every single thing by being articulate and beautiful, for you it's not enough. So it depends on your age. It's quite possible that love has taught you that you're not always right. Okay, let's take one more card for this, for your past. And we have the ninth house. So amazing, because we have God, and then we have spiritual values and doing things in a big way. And future, let's see for the future. We have Cancer. That's literally the house, the sign that deals with motherhood and being a mother, and connecting to that's so beautiful, connecting with your feelings, and being able to forgive people from your past. Perhaps being attached for you has been stressful, but perhaps someone came along and showed you something completely different. So let's see the three last cards for this. Woo! Oh my god. We have the Mariage Celeste, the Heavenly Matrimony, or the Heavenly Wedding. Okay. Another one, we have Elevation, number 9. and we have progression, number 44. Perhaps they are significant for you guys. And the back of the deck we have man. Okay, l'homme, the choice, and the beginner. So this is beautiful. I feel that even if you are a really accomplished person in the fields of beauty, in the industry of beauty, fashion, law enforcement, being someone, you know, that's really um, really well accomplished in, you know, in those areas that deal with beauty and communication and thought, and and structuring things, because we have Capricorn in here, you know. It's like very business-like. Perhaps you are literally a god, you know. You are literally someone that, you know, had so many connections and so many people connected to you that you couldn't think, you know, about simpler things, and, you know, more things that are connected to your heart. I think that you understood this. Mm-hmm. That's it. And the destroyer in the back of the deck says releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for your new life. Even if you awaken to this quite late in your life, say your 60s or your 50s, if you're listening to me, everything is possible. Because what I'm seeing here is someone that got really used to get everything you wanted, even in previous lifetimes. And what I'm getting here is, you know, I'm listening that you cannot buy love. You cannot buy love. There's no measure that you know, there's no way that you can buy love. And I'm feeling that, you know, perhaps there's some difficulty, I don't know, to bear children. It depends on your charts. If you have moon in Capricorn, it's a little bit more difficult, you know, to bear children. If you have, you know, an empty 5th house on your charts. But I see that, you know, romance and having children will be the great happiness of your life. No doubt about it. Okay? No doubt about it. So that's it. That's it for you guys. And I'm moving over to the next one. On to the next one. So let me clean this up. This was so many synchronicities, I'll tell you. When something appears that, you know, clear to me, it's amazing. I really love it. I really do. So let's see. We're going to move to the Wheel of Fortune. Okay? We have the Wheel of Fortune. And the Wheel of Fortune for me is all about expansion. It's all about Jupiterian energy. It's all about something unexpected that you are able to pull out of your head, or an unexpected, you know, opportunity in your life. Perhaps your life is full of excitement, or was full of excitement. Let's see how you embrace this energy of inconstancy, or I don't know, being able to embrace the lack of structure perhaps in your life. Let's see. So a card for you guys. I'm going to work with this deck by Carolyn Mist. It's the Archetypes deck. It's amazing. I'm going to pull one for you. Don Juan. Okay, so we have Don Juan. In the back of the deck, we have Storyteller. And I was talking about structure and being able to cope with the lack of structure in your life. I don't know how, but I'm getting that. You can be quite seductive. Perhaps you are someone who's really talented. Let's see. I'm going to take 2 cards from this, okay? For your North Node, we're going to talk about the essence of your nodes. As I was saying on the first pile, on the first cards, the Justice card option, this has nothing to do this has nothing to do with those, those things that people say, oh, okay, let's, in my previous lifetime I was Cleopatra or something like that. It's not about it. It's being able to tap into the energy that you presented, in the first 30 years of your life, and perhaps in other incarnations. Let's see. So South Node, we have the Sun, okay? And the North Node, we have the 10th house. This is surreal. Okay, South Node, and one more, Uranus. And North Node, we have Mars. This is amazing, with Saturn in the back of the deck. So I'm getting that you really, I'm seeing here like really big on this one, Aquarius and Leo, because the Sun is ruled by Leo. And I think that you have to maintain this capability to deal with people and seduce people, but being more responsible. It's kind of what I'm getting, okay? I think that you are quite creative, and you're always stirring something up. You're always, demonstrating that a new way to do things, and you are able to invent another way of doing things. You're always changing, you're always reinventing yourself, and perhaps this is realizing that you can do this without deconstructing or destroying your life or the things that you want to be able to accomplish. Let's see. What's your essence? Past energies, future energies. Let's see what happens. This is, I think you need a little bit to work a little bit more in your structure. We have the Empress, quite fantastic. We have the Hangman and the Star. So that's it. Beauty, brains. Yeah, I think you're giving it a go, okay? Because in the future we have Mars on the 10th house. This could be the North Node in Aries in your 10th house. Perhaps you have to be a leader and be able to deal with with your need to change. Perhaps, let's see, more energies here from the past. And I'm seeing, I think you're getting, we have the Hermit, okay, and we have the Queen of Swords, and in the future we have the Two of Chalices. Oh my God, okay, and we have the Tower and the High Priestess with the 10. This is a lot of energy at the same time. I'm getting something quite hectic. And we have the African Man. Wow. Reflection is the creation. I feel that you're some sorts, I know you cannot, show everything, but this is amazing cards. And it says, skin, largest organ of the physical anatomy, details our individuality. Inner systems exist similarly in all people, regardless of race or sex. Skin makes our differences obvious, identifying self as other races and sexes, feeling prejudices and sympathies arise. Integration with our collective human family, dark skin, dark hair, dark eyes, continent of the origin of all humanity, black brother, reflect on your history, imagine your future. Quite amazing, this one. Because Uranus, and we have the Sun, that's the beginning, and we have Uranus, and we have Mars. It's quite an electric. You're keeping your beside, yeah, I don't know, regardless of what you do in your life, you maintain the electricity of of previous lives. I'm getting so much energy in here. And this is so funny. This, you cannot make this thing up, because this is your essence, is the Four of Pentacles. That's what you're trying to do during this lifetime. And the thing that's throwing you out is the constant change. Perhaps you want to, I don't know, you want to maintain a job, but you're not able to, because something happens and you have to change your house, or moving to another country, or there's something like that. And your unconscious is the High Priestess, and your main goal is to build something. But this is quite spiritual. You see, 11 and 11, you have the priestess, the High Priestess, and then you have the Knight of Cups. I think you want to become more of yourself, because the Four of Pentacles is this person that is concentrating their energy to keep a structure. But I think that you already understood that if you want more, you have to offer more as well. It's not any, you're not in your place anymore to take from someone. Okay, you want to offer more. So I think you're going to be able to balance your need for attention in the future. You're going to balance your need for love, and you're balancing as well. We have the High Priestess and the Tower in here. You're getting a haha moment and insights, and perhaps you were quite, I don't know, I'm getting the energy of, just let me see another thing in here. I'm getting the energy of royalty, of someone that had so many things as well. We have seventh house and Capricorn as well. Yeah, I'm getting that you were offered love. You had so much love in, it was so easy to conquer people. It was so easy to receive love. And right now, you are choosing to give it away to other people. It's very difficult because you're not stable financially, and perhaps during this lifetime is not your place to be, stable financially. Perhaps it's not. I'm seeing you as someone who's a leader, have new ideas, who is quite a storyteller. Something has the ability and the experience to read between the lines. You're quite someone that's quite where you're going. uh, you are a leader, okay, no doubt about it, but you're using this kind of power this lifetime to accomplish more serious things that seduce other people. That's what I'm seeing here. You're going to have several difficulties connecting with money, but I think this is the thing that's going to make the difference, because perhaps in another lifetime it was so easy for you to get money. It was quite easy for you to get money. So this lifetime you have to go through some shit. You have to go through some, I'm not saying being impoverished, but being aware that if you lack something, you have to appreciate it more. I think that and this is the energy that you already, perhaps if you didn't understand already, but the more that you are, the more that you are connected to this energy of keeping things together. It's okay to have a structure in your life, but it's not okay to keeping things under a certain pressure of have to keeping them for the sake of your status. And you are not expanding, okay, you're not growing this way. You can only grow if you offer something instead of receiving. And that's what I'm seeing here. I'm seeing resilience, I'm seeing love, I'm seeing you being a little bit suspicious of love, but this is it's not, I don't think this is going to be like payback time, that in other occasions it was so easy for me to receive love. um what I'm thinking right now is you have to be more cerebral, less, perhaps less creative, because we have the sun in south node. Perhaps you were part of, I don't know, the royalty, or you were quite creative and you were connected to you're connected to love and receiving love. And perhaps you got used to that. You got used to it, really. So this lifetime, it's all about building something, not for yourself but for others. Okay. And perhaps you were quite passive in another lifetime. You were connected, I don't know, like, I'm getting this energy for some of you. You were, because I'm seeing Don Juan, and I'm seeing this six of wands, and I'm seeing, like, I don't know, a knight in shining armor, and conquering everything and everyone, and being this heartthrob that everyone wanted to put their hands on. This is quite intense masculine energy. And in the future we have someone more vulnerable, but still a little bit charming, and and don't know what to do with their own feelings, so you're still learning. And the last card is the King of Swords. So I don't know if your word is going to be intellectualizing your emotions, but you're going to be a leader of thought. That is, I'm getting science, I'm getting engineer, I'm getting someone that whose life path has to become more about other people and sharing that, concentrating all the love and all the resources on themselves. Okay. And I think this, if you don't have anything on the 12th house or anything in Pisces, you have to go check on your chart, because I'm seeing here a spiritual awakening. You can have your north node on the 12th house. Perhaps this could be Aquarius in the 12th house on your north node, or something like that, something that's quite spiritual but factual and scientific at the same time. Something has to do with community, something has to do, it could be Pisces in the third house, communicating something in a very rational way. This could be Gemini in the 12th house, being able to discern what's happening to you in the spiritual realm. Perhaps you are a Gemini. You can be a Gemini. I'm getting lots of of energy of Leo in the 5th house in previous lifetimes, or whatever you want to call it, like Sagittarius, Leo. And I think you have to be more focused with your energy. I think you have to be aware that you have this kind of instability that has to shake in your core, because if it wasn't for that, we didn't have this empress, I'm sorry, this high priestess and the tower. So perhaps you were shaken up by something in your early years. Perhaps someone died of your family, a mother or father perhaps, and you were shaken up by this event, by the by being aware of spirituality, or being aware that you had to serve other people. And we have the Leo card in here as well. Someone, I think most people perceive you as arrogant or quite confident. Okay. And they got you all wrong, because you are dealing with so many things at the same time. You're dealing with your own electric and energy, and the energy of other people. And perhaps I think that you always beginning and starting Love affairs. I don't think that, the main thing in your life is not going to be, and we have the Empress as well. You were royalty or something that was connected to creating life, perhaps you're a little bit childish yourself. It could be. And because you were really what's the word, you were so used to be right, to conquer, to get everything that you desired. But this lifetime you're getting the wheel of fortune, and the wheel of fortune is, telling you that you have to hang on to the certain level of changes, and perhaps death, even death itself is, it's something that you have to go through. You could have a north node in the 8th house as well, and south node in the 2nd. So you have to detach from material gains and be aware there's something more, more important than this. Perhaps you're going to become, you could be like, I don't know, really skeptical person, real scientifical, with, lots of, arguments, it's not arguments, lots of, data and logic. And perhaps you're going to wake up to something more spiritual, but this spirituality you have to share with other people. This is the main goal, is to be a leader and share this with other people. We have the 10th house, we have Mars, we have storyteller, okay? But that's it. We also have addict and knight and messiah on the bottom of this, as well as queen, okay? I think you can be, I think you have the capability to convince people, to attract people. But you see that, you're not, I think you already know that this is not the right path, okay? Not at all. I think if you have any kind of addiction, you're going to kick that out real soon. Okay, perhaps you have an addiction to attract people, to seduce people, to get some attention that you had on your previous lives. Okay, yeah, that's it. And you were really used to create. You're really used to create. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of masculine energy, and the energy that you have to tap into, okay, is the high priestess, is spirituality, is listening to your own intuition, is bringing this intuition forth, not being, not being afraid of it, being more vulnerable with your beliefs, okay? Because in if it's not the first 30 years of your life, you had everything, you thought you had everything figured out until something happened. And something is always happening to your structure. You always deconstructing something. Perhaps you have lots of Scorpio as well on your chart. It could be that Uranus in Scorpio would be amazing, or Uranus in your 8th house, Jupiter in your 8th house, on the 8th house, dying so many times and be reborn so many times. So I'm going to close this reading, but no doubt about it, you have really your structure is being tested, because as I usually say, and empires are spiritual, they are not material. If they are material, they're going to disappear. There's something so powerful in a message, in one's words and spiritual beliefs, that transcends everything. So lots of cards. We have work, we have arts in here, we have the vegetable world, we have fidelity, news, and the child. Let's see. Let's see if the same cards, the same cards appear. So final message, 3 cards, final message for this one is Le Monde Effondré. It's my take on the Tower. Okay, this is a tower for me. This one wants to get out the work, travail, the work. And we have voyages with the animal world and la jeune fille, the young woman in here. So for me, this is you discovering, getting out of your comfort zone, being able to break your structure, being able to understand that, good looks and sexuality are not going to take you everywhere. uh, to be able to perceive that, you're going to get your strength from your most difficult moment. This is going to make you more powerful, and resilient. Okay, and and it's going to be through your own work and the experience. So this gives me ninth house, fourth house, fourth house, no, sorry, 10th house you already had in here. Okay, and Le Monde Infondré is the tower, is Mars. So you're going to be a leader of some sort, and for me this is a leader of thought of some sort. You're going to write, you're going to share a message. You have the storyteller in here. Beware of not being an addict, as to this sort of attention that you're getting. Focus on your, because we have night as well in here, and nights are quite unstable. It's like, okay, today I'm feeling good, I'm going to share with you. But if I'm not feeling good, I'm going to act as this messiah, vampire, king, queen. Oh my god. You see, you can get quite arrogant when people don't know you or don't want to have deal with anything with you, because the main, your energy, the basis of your energy, this quite seductive nature. Okay, you're using your own ability to seduce to make other people listen to you. That's not a bad thing. Okay, that never was a bad thing, but be careful the way that you use that same power. Okay, don't get attached to it, don't get attached to the attention. Move along, don't get attached to a structure. Work on your intuition. um Perhaps there's that. While I was shuffling, there was a card named Twin Flame that got, was going to. You have Junfi and, the young man and the young woman. I know that you're meeting someone that is going to uh, cause a revolution in your life, and perhaps, waking you up for this fact that you love is an universal force, of nature. We have the eight, but for me this is 11. This card, the strength is, for me, is 11. They're always switched up, but for me strength is 11. Is the battling against evil, in being quite an empath person. It's only through gentleness that this woman gets, the lion to open her mouth, his mouth, sorry. So I think you're using your charm, your capability to make others pay attention. Don't be arrogant. um, don't try to ask why me when, something happens. Why me? Because it's your mission. Your mission is to be awakened to a spiritual message. You may seem that, perhaps you became an engineer or a doctor because you thought, oh, well, I have to help people, I have to redeem myself in some way. But perhaps what you have to do is something more profound than that. You have to dig deeper, even dig deeper than, what you thought you had to do. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to move. This was quite intense. Okay, I think I'm getting I'm getting the the message that once you were a creator, but now you were a leader, and you were accepting that uh, perhaps you're spreading the message of other people, or you are helping others to communicate as well. It could be that. You can be a teacher. You could be a teacher. And I'm seeing you, um, perhaps this is not, perhaps you're not going to be finished on this lifetime, you know, um, because you're going to be able to connect with your intellect, but it's going to be a little bit more tough to connect with your own emotions. That's it. There's still going to be, you know, a night. The only thing here is, even in those the most difficult times, with your own necessity, because sometimes you're the one who's destructing what you have built, you know, with these cards of death. Perhaps you're, if you're not Aquarius, you have something that's square, trine, opposite, I don't know, in your own chart with Uranus, and you need the novelty, you need the something new, you need to break away from something. And perhaps you perceive yourself as a rebel, but what I'm seeing here is that you were someone that, you know, you see yourself as a rebel, and you behaved yourself as a rebel because you had everything and you didn't have to fight for anything. That's what I'm, yeah, you acted like a leader, but you weren't one. Okay, so you're becoming a leader. Okay, I don't know if your family have money or it doesn't make any, you know, it doesn't make any difference, but you are a rebel. Okay, and you are facing yourself with reality. You're connecting with others. You're not shying away from your, you know, from your difficulties or from your inner battles. Okay, you are a warrior in this lifetime. You are a spiritual warrior. That's what I'm feeling is, and you're using your power of in knowledge, you know, of storytelling and seducing people, um, to pay attention and to be heard. But this message is not concerning your own ego, it's concerning something else that's more, it's spiritual. Perhaps you're helping other people, but it's you're leading people to think in a certain way, and this is connected to the collective. This is connected to the collective. Okay, so that's it. Moving over to the next one, and the next one is the last one. We have the world, and the world is connected to Saturn. Okay, and Saturn is all about reality checks. It's about endings of some sort. Okay, so we have the world in here. I love this card. Let's see one card for you guys. We're going, as I told in the previous pick of other choices, I'm sorry. It's not pick of card readings, the other choices, the previous choices. We are addressing on this, you know, in this reading, things that are related to karma and divine timing, I guess, and essence and path, and of course our nodes. If you're not familiar with that, you know, with that concept, there are, you know, these are the placements in an astrological chart that's that's mentions, oh my god, so many things. You see, this is quite a, you know, all over the place energy. It's not like the second choice, it was quite Uranian, but it's all over the place energy. Is quite, you know, perhaps you want to be everything, everyone at the same time, like that 9 Inch Nails song. I want to do something that matters. But we know I am addressing the nodes because they're the elements that in a certain way educate us about what we should do to elevate our souls, to develop our souls on this lifetime. That's it. Okay? So a card for you guys, the Virgin. And the back of the deck we have Priest. I was getting this, yeah, this is so amazing because you see we have Virgin and we have a woman. And this looks like she's isolated from all these elements. Perhaps she can be everything at the same time, everyone. And we have Priest because, so we have Virgo and we have Pisces. And then we have Cancer with Mother. Quite interesting. Is your path to be, is your path someone has to be, you know, let's see. This is so, this, I'm getting so many synchronicities with this, with these readings. So many, my God. So many. The first one was connected to detach from the material world and become perhaps a creator or a mother. The second one was all about, you know, be brave and use your capacity of communication to spread a message, a spiritual message. Let's see what's your path, okay? What are the blockages? What's going on your mind? What is your potential in the future? Let's see. I'm going to pull some more cards, okay, for this. Woo, we have Death in here. Quite, and we have Virgo again. Going to pull a card from this. And we have Caucasian Man. Ooh. So it says, skin, largest organ of the physical anatomy, details our individuality. Inner systems exist similarly in all people, regardless of race or sex. Skin makes our differences obvious, identifying self as other races and sexes, feeling prejudices and sympathies arise, integrating with our collective human family. Light skin, light hair, light eyes from the northern hemisphere. White brother reflect on our history, imagine your future, and the reflection is action. It's not creation. On the second one, the second choice, it was the black man and it was creation. Right now is action, okay? Is action. Let's see. Oh, lords. Okay. Oh, 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 oh. This is quite intense. I'm a little. This is really intense, guys. This is really intense. This is really intense. So second, please. I'm going to pull some more cards. Needless to say that you need balance in your life. We have action in here. I'm going to pull cards for your north and south nodes. So for your north nodes, what do we get? 2 cards for the south node. 2 cards for the south node. We have south node and we have Taurus. And the north node, 2 cards. It's so amazing because I asked for 2 cards, the south node, and one of them is the south node itself. So this is a lot of karma. And because the world is Saturn is karma and time, north node, one more for north node, and we have Jupiter. One more, please. Libra. I'm going to pull 3 more cards for this. This is really intense, guys. This has everything to do with your desire of purification of some sorts. Completely. Yeah. You're dealing with you're dealing with many emotional blockages. Really, I think that the thing in here is, I think you were connected with substances. I don't know if you still are. There's something in your aura that, is blocking. If you're sensitive, please do not listen to this. If you're sensitive, just turn off this, okay? Please. This lifetime, you are transcending. We have mother, bully, and child orphan in here. This is so specific. If someone chose this, know that this is not easy for me to say it. This is not easy for me to say it, okay? I'm getting some karma in here. I'm getting some karma in here because your inconscience is with your home. And I'm feeling that you have some wounds connecting to your mother or your home, okay? The past is the Ten of Swords with the Ace of Wands, the Seven of Swords, and the Ace of Chalices. So I feel that your love from the beginning, since the beginning of your life, you perceived love as something that was tainted, something that was not good, because love felt like, felt overpowering, or felt like you were bullied by someone, felt like you were all alone, felt like you were, isolated, felt like you, this felt like really in a very violent, it was really, it is really aggressive, this reading. So you developed a certain way of being. I don't know if you're quite accomplished or not in your own world. You have the Nine of Pentacles, but you also have the Two of Pentacles and a broken heart and an ending. So I'm perceiving that everything that you start, you end as well, because you are feared to be abandoned. Your energy is one of power, is one of being authority of some sort, because we have the devil, and the devil is the Capricorn energy. And in the South Node, we have Taurus in here. So you are really quite practical. Perhaps you still are. You're someone that, is tries, it's not being practical, is you are quite abundant, in material realms, but not in, in the spiritual. I don't see, all I can see is you evolving. This is intense, but it's a quite beautiful and reading as well. Because the one thing that you have to learn on this lifetime is to love, okay? You're going to be given one more opportunity, and perhaps the people that surrounded you, to love and be loved in return. This is really intense because you could be an addict, or you can be someone that's addicted to power because you don't want to get hurt. And your North Node is like you're always in a distance. You're always distant. You're never available. You have one foot on the air and another on land. You're never available. And I'm seeing here that, something quite unexpected is going to happen, and it's going to change the way that you think, and you're going to be quite obsessed with this, because we have the Wheel of Fortune, and we have the Eight of Swords as well. We have the Eight of Swords, that means Jupiter and Gemini, and we're having Jupiter and Gemini in the North Node here. Okay, so this is I'm getting chills all over my body. Okay, and we have the Moon card in here with obstacles. obstacles, and what you see here, strength. You're quite defensive, aren't you? You're really afraid that someone's going to abandon you. Perhaps that's what happens in the beginning of your life. We have bully, mother, child orphan, and child nature. Perhaps the thing that you most felt that you connected was with nature, with animals. You couldn't figure out your own emotions because you didn't have resonance. These emotions didn't have resonance with your family. So you're addicted to power, or you are at distance, or you're addicted to some sort of substance. Could be that as well. Okay, so the work that you have to say on these lifetimes, to say goodbye to this kind of conflict, to say goodbye to some, to a family, perhaps, because I'm seeing a family saying goodbye. I don't know if you separated for someone, but what you have to learn on this lifetime is to unblock your heart chakra and be able to talk about your trauma and the things that you wanted to say. It's amazing because we have the King of Swords and we have strength. Love conquers all with the strength. What people are seeing around you is this anxiety, this constant anxiety. And perhaps, I don't know if you ever, felt sad or depressed or had, I don't know, diagnosed or some sorts. If you have, know that tarot is only a reading of a glimpse of reality. It's a capture of time in, like, just like a photograph. But I'm seeing you here conquering all this trauma. Perhaps you're already doing it. There's someone that's going to offer you a structure for you to be able to talk to the world. Okay? That's it. Because the last card is also the universe. You have the world in here and the universe in here. You have the magician. That's communication. And we have art. That's balancing every single thing. When we have temperance as well in here on the back of this deck. This is amazing. This is you making peace with yourself. Okay? Through the noise. Through all the noise. That's it. You're gaining your power back. Okay, I don't know if you're a Capricorn. If you are a Capricorn or a Scorpio or a Virgo, please do know that, things change. I know that you are, and we have reflect on your history, imagine your future. This is not about skin, it's not about gender. This is about essence. And what I'm reflecting on in here is that you're going to be able, spirituality is going to get you through, or perhaps the spirituality, it's like, so a Portuguese poet said, I believe in God because God is nature and it's everyone around me and it's everyone that I love. So, and we also have the hermit in here and the scribe, perhaps in companion as well, and mystic. Okay, so I guess that you're going to get to expand the way that you evolve. Perhaps you had to have this really complicated relationship with your parents or your family because you had to grow from here. You had to live a life of you be the one that created your own roots. Okay, perhaps your south node is in Cancer on the 4th house, or perhaps it's on the 10th house and your north node is in Capricorn. Could be. I see that, the thing that is blocking you here is your lack of acknowledge of energies and the spiritual world, is the lack of acknowledgement that is of the how useful it is to be vulnerable around other people. Sometimes you have to, give a rest, say I need help. Okay, so you are this creature, this amazing creature, this lustful creature that is really attached to your status, or you are attached to some kind of addiction or power, and you need to be more vulnerable. This is Pisces versus Capricorn, or perhaps you are Capricorn with moon or sun rising in Pisces, I guess. You're always at a distance. You are never fully connected with someone or something because you're afraid they're going to leave you, just like, someone left you or disappointed you in the past. So the South Node is all about anxiety, and remember and making peace with your past. So in the past, I think that, perhaps, I don't know, perhaps you come from a family that's really, I don't know, that has so many resources, but emotionally they were not, feeding you. They were not, they were not giving you the they were not giving you love, or the love that you felt that you deserve, that you deserved. So in this lifetime, you are you are you are evolving. This could be North Node in Gemini or Sagittarius, being because we have Sagittarius, so much Sagittarius in here, energy in the North Node, or Leo, being able to communicate from a place, inside your own heart, and be vulnerable with your own emotions and share with other people. And perhaps you have Pluto in Libra, could be, or Pluto in the seventh house. There's so many people are going to be in your life. You will think them as an interference, but they are actually a blessing. They are a wheel of fortune in your life. Okay. Perhaps you battle against some kind of, I don't know, or disease or anxiety, and perhaps you feel quite dependent on what your family thinks. It could be another message as well. Perhaps your family always felt that they knew better than yourself, that what was better for you. So you are, the shadow attribute here is the fear of intimate union. You fear that you will lose yourself because sometimes you don't know who you are. Perhaps you think that other people know who you are better than yourself. It's like, you're amazing. We have Libra in here. Oh, thank you. Okay, I'm going to believe that I'm amazing. But if someone tells you you're awful, you're going to believe it in the same way. So you have to expand the capacity to communicate, to deal with your your fluctuations in humor, and be able to expand love, because this is strength is all about love. It's all about Leo. It's all about the sun. It's about expressing and creating. Perhaps you're going to become a creator. Perhaps you're going to become a healer. Perhaps you're an artist that's healing other people through your own words. We have so much Saturn in here, Capricorn, Saturn. We have Leo, we have Sagittarius, Gemini. I feel that your family was a burden. Perhaps you have, South Node in Taurus in the 4th house. And perhaps your North Node is, I don't know, is Scorpio and, I don't know, in the 10th house. Or perhaps it's Gemini in the 10th house, and back there we have Gemini. But I feel there's something really deep and karmic with your own family. Perhaps they all knew what we wanted to be when they were, young, when they were young and you were not, Perhaps you grew up, and other message it could be for some of you that you grew up, knowing that you want it to be something quite spectacular. I'm seeing that you're going to transform yourself in someone that's really afraid of sharing to someone that's quite as like a priest, okay? Someone that channels and, facilitates spiritual commitment and channels some kind of spiritual energy, even if you're quite skeptic, or even if you don't believe in nothing what I'm saying, and you're only seeing this, for kicks, for killing time. I know that you're going to be, and you see reflection, action, an actor. You can be an actor, you can be a communicator, you can be a thinker, someone, because there are so many swords here in your past. I think you spend a lot of time thinking about what happened, and you live sometimes in the past more than you live in the present, because we have the Ace of Wands. Guess what? Here the world is about finishing something, finishing a cycle, finish that, finish that and open up another. Okay, finish. Now moving through the energy of the Fool card, we have the Magician. So you're healing through the love that you offer to other people, through the messages that you give to other people. But this is the way of making peace with the past. Okay, I don't see anything specific, like kind of like I don't know, I don't see you having, I don't know, a family or children or some, but you are making the conscious choice to offer love to other people with no strings attached, because you want to feel free as well. And I think there's something I'm getting from this card, is that you want other people to feel free, because is a way to cover up your own fear of being intimate with someone else. It's like, okay, be free, I love you. If you love them, set them free, right? Okay, but either way, this is a way for you to cope with your own fear of being rejected, and this goes back to your own family. Come on, we have South Node here in Taurus. I have South Node in Taurus. How many people? And yeah, work is your salvation. Power is your salvation. Yeah. You're always ending things. You're always acting on your own fears and your own dissatisfaction. Yeah. You have so many things that you have to go through. You have to heal first. This is connected to your family. And then you have to move forward and be able to unblock your heart chakra and just love. Okay? You're going to do this through your own communication. You're going to do this and you're going to expand, perhaps not in the most conventional way, because Gemini is being kind of fracture perspective, and Sagittarius is committing to a path, just like this. You're trying to commit to a path, a priest, a leader of some sort, someone that is connected to many people at the same time. That's it. You have to close the chapter to open another, okay, to start another. So that's it. I'm going to pull some more 3 cards for this reading. This was quite intense, but I'm seeing you doing work on yourself. It's like you having this inner dialogue. Okay, you have to open the mouth. You have to be more vulnerable. You have to let this lady, conquer you. And perhaps it's good for me not being, wild anymore. Or perhaps I can be wild sometimes, and sometimes that I can be, I can be with some company. It's okay. She's still here. I'm not alone. She's still here. So I have the sacrifice. That's it. I feel that you, every time that you fell in love, you felt that it was a sacrifice of some sort. We have transformation and power on the back of the deck. We have commerce. I see, you know, being able to tap into so many professions and so many things. We have news and we have sacrifice. Let me see this one. We have the studies, community, abundance, and yeah, and we have the soulmate. I think you are connected with so many people that have, you know, they are helping you on this path to become more vulnerable, and I think you're going to feel that loving, it's not meant to be a sacrifice, because you're worth it, because if it is love, it is unconditional. No, it's not conditional. It's not it's not under a condition. Okay. Yeah. Heavy on, you know, familiar traditions, this one. Really heavy on this one. And perhaps you're discovering another form of spirituality, because sacrifice, it's this is the number 7. Perhaps you're finding another way of spirituality. Perhaps you grew up in a Catholic, you know, heavy Catholic environment. um yeah, heavy Catholic environment, being, you know, being, and perhaps this companion and this scribe, it's like it's a liberator. You're finding that, you know, communication and being creative, it's a liberator for you guys. That's it. Okay, you want to be, you want to keep this purity, and um you know, this kind of, you know, this is a child. I think in so many ways you don't have the emotional baggage that you wanted to have right now. I don't know how old are you are watching this. I don't know how old you are, but I think you're really, I think people have educated you. If you have to be pure, you have to be good, you have to be amazing. Don't lose yourself over anyone. And perhaps the people that taught you this, you felt no less than something. You felt that if you desired anything, that, you know, the things that were telling you, that you would be impure, you would be someone, you know, someone bad, someone that is no, it's not up to the challenge or up to your father's or your mother's shoes, you know. That's it. Because the world is feeling like you have the world on your shoulders. It's feeling like you have an institution on your shoulders. So drop the weight. Drop the weight, okay? You don't need that. You have to drop the weight. And let, you know, love transform you. That's it. Because under the 10 of wands, we have the 10 of pentacles. You're so afraid of, you know, being almost. There's a poem by Mário Sacraneiro, a Portuguese poet. He was not a very happy person, didn't have a very happy ending, but he said, you know, almost. There's a poem that's so beautiful, it's called Almost. And I think the thing that you are most afraid of is being almost. That's it. I'll leave you with this one, and I hope this has been useful in some way. See you next time. Over and out.